can be of some use to me. And my gang over here, our gang, I guess, I'll be inclusive. You all are fine fellas. I turn to Cal and TikTok.
I agree. They sound good to at least test them out.
TikTok just shrugs. It's your ship, your call.
I think, if anything, Hans can be our comedic relief.
We can always use someone for morale.
Those days in jump space can get pretty tiring, but hopefully Hans can keep it light.
Well, the purse is full.
And we do have enough room on the ship for all of us, with 8 total beds. Me and Cal are sharing a bunk, and then there are 3 other double beds. Or I guess I could take the single bunk on my own, but it's up to y'all. So
I'll accept lower pay for my own room.
Yeah, I don't care. I sleep anywhere.
okay. I say okay to Steve. That's what I'll say.
Writing down less pay.
Yeah.
But my own room.
So there are 7 of us right now. Should we plan for an 8th, or should me and Cal talk money splitting with 7?
We actually have an 8th, don't we?
Oh no, we do.
Yeah,
He's not here.
Moonlight
We'll
is an
talk.
actual character. He's just not here.
I
Why don't
will
we just
calculate
give
for
all
8, but I will pretend that we only think we have 7.
Why don't we just take 3,000 and give it to each person?
Huh?
Why don't we just take 3,000 credits and give it to each person?
Well, we're talking about like future splits on future jobs.
Yeah, but I'm saying like for right now, we can just give everyone 3,000. The rest will go to the ship. And if there's an 8th person, there's an 8th person.
Huh? What do you mean for right now? You guys didn't do the mail job. It was just the 3 of us. Like we did that on the way to meet up with you all.
Oh, okay.
This is basically for our maintenance for a while.
Yeah. So the way it works is we'll have a ship fund, and this is like an out-of-game comment. I know nothing about speculative trading in Travelers, so the hope is to use some of that money to like make us more money via that.
Right. And,
however, how would you explain that in game?
So my character is a trader, and I have no money.
I have money, but I'm only kind of a trader.
Yeah, so we do have a ship account, and we'll keep money in that, and we'll also split other money, and the ship money will go for trading, it'll go for maintenance, upkeep problems, the like.
I'll bump the shares up to 3070.
Yeah, whatever number divides nicely by 8.
Well then, 3268.
30 divides nicely. Gets us nice enough.
Yeah.
Alright, so as you're discussing money, Steve is going to casually violate your privacy and read your service thoughts to make sure you're not screwing him over.
Do you know if a psionic is reading your brains?
So, I honestly don't know the answer to that.
No, you don't. Unless
Unless you're psionics.
Unless
right?
you somehow know, you don't. I was reading psionics earlier because it kind of just sounded interesting. And the only way you can stop a
most part-
psion from reading your mind if you are a psion or you know they're doing it.
And you can also buy a helmet, but that helmet is like a TL 15 plus item.
There's also an implant that you can just fucking make your skull out of psi-resistant material.
Dang.
Ooh, I don't. I fuck up. Oh well. I tried, but I couldn't do it. It's the Jack and Coke I'm having. It's really fucking with me.
You rolled for it?
I did. I rolled poorly.
You still hear voices and think we're fucking you over because you're drunk.
Wait, psi cost 2? What does that mean?
Psi
You
point.
have
So-
points.
Yeah. So I have a psi stat, and all my psi abilities cost points in that stat. So when I use my psychic ability, it's like taking damage. So the
How
more
many
psi stuff I
seconds?
use, the harder it is to continue on doing stuff.
And
So how much psi can you use in a day? Or whatever.
Whistle. I have a psi score of 8, so I have 8 points to spend.
okay. And I'm familiar with psionics in 1E. In 2E, can you like spend more psi points to get a higher DM on checks and stuff?
For some abilities, it explicitly states that.
Okay.
Like I can increase the range by doubling the cost.
Okay, cool.
Should probably be able to increase the duration for something similar.
Aha.
Oh, what a plot twist.
I think I finally figured it out.
Hmm?
I think I finally figured out how to fix this whole issue, and it was real simple.
Who's
Be a
that?
different person.
Yes. In a way. Alright,
Incorrect.
hold on. Now, can you hear me talk right now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yep. Alright. Am I loud enough?
Yeah.
you're a little bit quiet, but good.
Alright, hold on. I'm gonna turn. Because I am. Oh, I'm turned way down. Okay. Alright, how about. Okay, yeah, I'm in the right level. You can hear me.
Yep.
The world can hear me. I can hear me.
You
Okay.
only play the
Alright.
stream, see how that sounds.
Yeah, check the stream. That would be awesome. But yes, after the very technical difficulty fueled meeting, we are here. We are back.
Sounds good.
Yeah, you sound okay on Twitch.
Perfect. So I was listening to a great majority of that, completely unable to comment without creating an echo. And I tried everything to fix it, but unfortunately, it is the way it is. I actually have more range of motion now than I did before, which is interesting. We may go to doing this from now on, but where were you all at figuring out what you wanted to do and how you wanted to do it?
We're in character figuring out people's shares of profits and things.
Okay, cool.
So we discussed like what everyone brings to the table. Said, "Oh, great, that sounds good." Then we talked. Now we're talking money. Yeah.
Someone attempted to read my thoughts but failed.
Nice. Always good to know.
That's more basically the thing I fucking posted in chat.
All right. Well, yeah. Have you figured out the shares then?
Yeah.
Okay.
By 8 of
But you-
30% of whatever money we make.
All right.
Cause to
So-
change.
You have an option here. You can either go to the scouting base itself, or you can check into the hotel and use one of their like hollow offices and just call in. to either way. It's like pretty much the same.
Zay wants to go to the office.
To the office.
Go
itself?
to the office.
Okay. That is all right.
Do all of us need to go, or just like the scouts, the three of us, or?
I mean, it's technically only one of you. Only the senior scout has to go.
Okay. I ask Cal and TikTok if they want to come with me. If not, I won't be offended. But
I'll go. I'm interested in seeing personally what's going on.
No, thank you. I'd prefer to go shopping.
sounds good, man.
Speaking of shopping, since we are going to like split our party here a little bit, I do want to give you all a little something to do. I just need to know, and I'm going to be jotting this down for future reference, so I won't need to I'll be able to just give it to you as soon as you get to a sector. I need to know the highest streetwise plus intelligence modifier and the highest broker plus intelligence modifier, so that I can give you all what you need to buy things.
I have basic streetwise. I only have the first level streetwise, but I do have a 3 in intelligence.
Okay, that beats me. I've got streetwise 2 and a +1. So
I've got Streetwise 2, yeah.
I've got Streetwise 1 and a +2.
So am I hearing a 4 is the highest streetwise?
I think 3 is the highest.
Alright,
Yeah.
And
Broker, anybody have what's the highest broker score?
wait, I think it was 4. Didn't somebody have streetwise 1
Yeah, I
and
thought
a
you said you had
+3 intelligence?
I have only the baseline of what's.
Oh, you have
I have a
0?
0
Zero.
in it.
Oh,
So
Okay.
3 is
And
the
a
highest.
+3 of intelligence. Yeah.
Okay.
that's what I
okay, yeah. Farslow's got a 3 because he's got 2 +1.
Same.
All right. And what was the highest broker score? Plus intelligence modifier.
I don't have that trained.
I've got 2.
Same.
2?
I have 3, but I'm going to the offices. Maybe we can do some shopping on the way back.
Fine. It's I mean, yeah, it's just an overall
Yeah,
this
your
is
boy.
what the score is that I'm gonna put in. So it's 3. Yours is 3 all day. It's 3 and 3.
Your boy does want to shop eventually.
All right, we could do some shopping on the way back.
All right, but you're gonna be using your connections to generate the shopping list for everybody. So we are gonna kick it in advanced mode. Mongoose 2. I'm gonna allow illegal goods, but I'm lowering the odds of finding them. No advanced characters, and your ship is jump 2. Let's generate that trade info, and I'm gonna get the permalink.
What tech level is this planet?
12? Pretty sure it's
12,
12.
I think.
So one of the things we were looking at Traveler Map, we were just looking at tech levels to try and figure this out. It stops saying numbers at 9 and starts saying letters, right?
Yeah.
Hexadecimal,
So because
A is
it's
10.
36.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay.
So, yeah, Wildman is a C, so it's 12.
So F is 14.
It's 15.
Yep, F is 15. It's the highest.
I just graduated college in May, so I went by the grading system. It's programmed into me, I guess.
Yeah.
He is
I
better.
was confused about that as well. It's funny.
Okay, cool.
I've lost something important here. Oh, I don't have oh my goodness. I don't have any control over the Roll20 right now at all.
Wait, does someone else have control of it? Who's now
No,
the
It's gone rogue.
No, not quite. You wish.
who
We
runs
all
Barter
wish,
Town?
Is the permalink short enough that somebody could just type it in the chat?
The permalink is not short enough. I've just now put it in.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
There's the permalink. That's going
Oh,
to take
you're
you to
right.
trade info for Wildman, as well as a whole lot of other stuff.
That's a lot of trade goods.
That's a lot of trade goods.
Where's
It sure
this one?
is. Oh, it's in the chat in Roll20. And just so the people at home can see.
Let's.
Explains how I got all that money.
This is the info for the planet that they are currently on. So if you see, do you see at the very first block of text, if you go to shopping list and you can either hit full list or random. Random pre-rolls the availability checks and just gives you a list of things that you're able to find. Full list gives you the list, and then you have to roll on those individually.
Wait, where is this?
Oh, okay, nice. Thank you.
So I'm looking at this website with the list, and it says
Yes.
purchase DM and has some numbers, modified roll, price modifier, current price. The price
Yes,
modifier
so-
is how much typically.
So
Are
there's
we
a
getting a
base
bargain?
price. So there's a base price. That's how much the good starts out as. And then when you're trying to buy it, you're trying to find it at a low price. So your roll determines what the price modifier is. So if it's 85%, that means you're paying 85% of the base cost.
Right. If we get an 11 on the roll,
You already got the 11. It's pre-rolled. That's why Zach was asking for our dice totals.
Yeah, so this stuff is all pre-rolled. The stuff I was talking about just now is a personal shopping list. This is all speculative trade. So you can buy as many tons of this stuff as you like. That's the price per ton.
gotcha.
And it's
And what's
not
purchase
like
DM?
purchase DM is just the it's a way that shows you that it was like a more help me out here. It's
So
more
each trade good
the higher
has
world.
tags based upon what kind of world it's easy to buy at or harder to buy at. So some goods are easy to buy on industrial worlds. Some goods are harder to buy on industrial worlds. Some goods are easy to buy on agrarian worlds. So that's
Exactly.
a positive modifier for getting that good based upon the planet we're on.
Oh, positive. The higher the number, the better it is. The easier it is to get
Yeah.
it.
See, some of them are negatives, so that when you roll dice, that was a penalty to your roll, which means those goods are harder to buy on this planet.
And
Yeah.
and look how it correlates. This top list of goods is the available trade goods to buy. You have advanced electronics, fiber optic cables, have a purchase modifier of +1. If you
Mhm.
scroll all the way down past this list to the desired goods, this is where you would go to sell stuff from your ship. The sale modifier is -1 because
Hey.
they already have a bunch of it. You know, they don't need any more of it. So you're going to get a not as good of a price as you could get. Although it's still, it's 120%. It's like not the worst, but it's still not as good as it should be.
Right.
Or could
So,
I'm pretty
So-
sure with with my 3 in chemistry and biology, I could actually make some of these biochemical things.
I mean, you could probably,
not
but
at the same scale.
yeah, I mean, could you make them at the D10s that they're listed?
our ship
Probably
has
not. I don't
room
have
for-
a foundry, but I could, in theory, make them for fun and profit.
Well, and you have a lab ship that you could convert into a thing that makes that, but I think your lab ship's a little bit tied up doing some other work currently.
Oh, yes, I know, but I don't know
So,
if I've fully, entirely left.
So, question. So, you said our ship has room for 1 ton.
No, let's jump over. So here, because this is another thing that I want you all to think about while you're here on your little holiday, is where you're at on the ship, like what room you're gonna, who you're gonna bunk with, and what room you're in, and all that good stuff. So the 6A, 6B, 6C, these are where the staterooms are that you're going to be staying in. But we're going to go over to this page. This is all the info for your ship and where you can find out how much room it has. You have 12 tons of cargo space currently.
11.
Yes.
Right. And are we allowed to buy stuff in less than the tons listed? Like if we wanted 4 tons of advanced
Yeah.
electronics,
Yeah,
graphics,
for speculative goods, you can buy as little as you want. For freight,
Yes.
it's all or nothing, and for mail, it's all or nothing.
Yes, that you were all super lucky to even get a shipment of mail that you could fit in your ship. You rolled a 2, which is the highest you can roll and still fit all the mail in your ship.
Yeah,
Oh.
mail comes in lots of 5 tons.
Where
You can get as much as 30 tons.
where's the mail going?
You've already dropped it off.
Yeah,
It's
so
email.
basically, you pick a destination, and then you roll for mail, and that mail is going to that destination.
So, all right, think about it, and also think about it like this. Those are literally emails. So, like, you're trying to send an email to somebody who's in a different system than you. It's going to take, at minimum, if it's in a different parsec, like 2.5 light years for them to get that email, or 1 week for a ship to jump that distance.
Yeah. Okay.
So it usually takes at least a week to get a message to somebody, if not more, depending on how far away it is and how far away they are from a main message route.
Yeah, in the Third Imperium, mail is primarily carried by the export routes, which are generally J4 ships. Not every planet's on an export route, so all those planets require free traders like us to carry that mail to them, which can take longer, and generally does.
From what I understand, mail is like fairly profitable as a freight item comparatively for like the amount of stuff. Like for the amount of tonnage it
We also
takes.
don't have to pay for it.
We what?
Yeah, no, if you can
But
get
at
it, yeah,
minimum,
it's
it's 5 tons, and at maximum, it's
30.
30.
30 tons, which you cannot fit that, and because you can't fit all the mail, they won't let you take any of the mail.
yeah, it's all or nothing.
So
you guys want to do silver? Because silver has a really good, market at this place to buy.
I was also going to ask about like single items, like if you wanted to buy just items
gun.
for the ship instead of like trade goods.
Yes. So the way that you would find those is you scroll up to the very top, and where it gives you all that info for the planet, like starport, atmosphere, population, government, tech, remarks, all that. It says shopping. Click random, and that
I
is
see
all.
that now.
Yeah, click random, and that is all the stuff that your character finds while they're out shopping.
Okay,
For
and
this
it could
day.
be different for each of us, right?
Yes, it could be different for each of you.
Yeah,
So-
and we could even get different prices for each of us.
Right, because some of this stuff is illegal stuff that it's some guy in an alleyway who's just like, hey, do you want to buy some, illegal weaponry from me in this alleyway? Like, then he doesn't approach every single one of you, or he
just kind of picks out one of us and then does his thing.
Yeah, and you might not even want any. You might just be like, yeah, no, I'm okay.
So Zay is very interested in taking more mail because that seems like a thing that he would be interested in doing, quite frankly. But
okay, no, well, so if you're interested in doing that, we can look into that. But while everyone's on this shopping spree, because I don't believe, and I could be wrong here, as it is, I believe it's from sector to sector. I think it depends on where you're going. That we see if you can get some mail or how much mail there is. I'm not sure if it lists.
So it's a little bit silly. Okay, so you take the modifier for the starport we're at, and the modifier for the starport we're going to.
Now, a quick question. So, look under precious metal silver. It says it costs 25,000 for 2 tons. Great price, right? Then, if you sell it on this place, you get 115%. If you look down by silver,
right? And
So-
one more thing that you should all take note of is you haven't even got your mission yet. You don't quite know where you're going yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
silver
on
seems like
that
something that'll
note,
be easy
though,
to sell.
yes. But on that note, I'm going. But the whole thing with buying low and selling high is you want to buy something that has a very it's very plentiful on this planet, but then is going to be very sparse on the next planet you go to maximize.
The purchase price is like 75, 60%. And you want to sell it for 100,
So we want to be looking at where we're going to as well to see how much it costs there. Now, here's the thing. If we buy the silver here and sell it here, we can still make money, right?
Hence, I think.
I think so. That's what that would suggest.
Yeah. You mean like here in this system?
Yeah, it's an arbitrage opportunity.
It's possible. I mean, if you have the the trade codes for planets within the system, you would have to calculate it out yourself what their remarks are, I think, but you could do it. You could still calculate it and make money within one system. Absolutely. But on that note, I'm going to jump over with the
We can do this all between
scout.
this session and next session.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to jump over with the scouts real quick to get their mission here as they enter into the scouting
I think,
offices.
Zach, you were also going to assign bunks, but I don't know if you wanted to do that before or after the scouting office.
Let's just do the scouting office first because I think it's going to be the last like story centric thing that we end up doing for the session, and then the rest will be like figuring out all of the where everyone's sleeping and all of that.
All right. So, I mean, do I just?
Yeah.
I'm assuming I just fucking walk right up to the help desk.
Oh yeah. So they're like, oh hello, how can I help you this afternoon?
Hey, I'm here to receive an assignment. Senior Scout Zay Smith.
Oh, absolutely. So just come right up these stairs, and we'll have you in a private briefing room. And so they take you up and over to. Dun, 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 dun. Where is it? Sorry, I'm still a little new to using Roll20.
All good.
I'm also spread across a couple different screens here. But so there's the upstairs area that they take you to. And they get you over here in the private briefing room. I'm gonna ping it.
The little lounge on the bottom.
No, it says briefing.
I see it. Zoom.
So yeah, they go upstairs. So you enter into the briefing room, and a senior scout goes in to meet you like very shortly thereafter. And he comes in, and he's like, actually, it's a female. She comes in. She's got gray hair. Her lips are a little bit wrinkled and like kind of like tightly pulled back, almost. And her gray hair is in a very like tight bun in like very proper Imperial Scout fashion. And she walks in and she immediately like turns on the holo screen that is displaying a 3D graphic of this wild Wilderman system here. And she says, so you're here on a detached mission assignment, and we've been given instructions to help you out on this mission and to make sure that it is fruitful for you. And to do this, we have been given full permission to install some experimental sensor equipment that should be able to hone in on thought patterns of Sophant life and correlate with existing data whether or not a settlement exists in an area that it has already been mapped. We're looking for new settlements, and we're looking to put them on the maps out here in the Trojan Reach for people to come and visit. The Imperium's very curious. They want to know more about where these settlements are popping up and who is at them, and they are going to expect full reports. And we just so happen to have a lead for you here in this system here. In Heaven, the most hospitable system, or the most hospitable world in the entire system, Charlie Alpha Delta 858 Alpha-7. They are a non-industrial world. They have a very dense atmosphere, so make sure you bring respirators for your crew. It is marked here in green on the map. Heavenport is the main downport on this world where you can land safely. From there, you will have your choice of either taking and risking your own ship or hiring a private dirigible, which are used for trade here in this dense atmosphered planet by most of these worlds, probably picking one off in between Heavenport and Leon, which are two minor settlements here on this planet. You are to be warned not to go to the private residence on that planet, as it is to be treated as like an amber band establishment. That guy is a very grumpy gentleman, and he is not to be bothered. Do you have any questions?
Orange?
Wait, who's
Private
private?
residence is up here.
Oh, okay.
Don't go over there.
Okay. So, just like for me, out of game clarity, we're installing sensors to look for new settlements on planets that they already know about, but they don't know about the settlements.
Well, she goes on to explain. Basically, we have a really strong lead for you that you will be able to scan this area in particular and come up with something. Some of the trade dirigibles have noticed like a flashing light. Some of them reported seeing wisps of smoke, but the reports are few and far in between, and anybody who strays very far off of their trade route does risk not having enough fuel to make it back to the next port, as it's a pretty decently sized planet there. So they haven't been able to mount much of any kind of exploration over there, and we're looking for the scouts to come in and bring in the resources in order to investigate whatever this might be. That's what they've asked us to do, and that's why we're sending you out here on this. It's an underhand toss. We expect you all to knock this one out of the park. But then again, we have no idea what you could expect out there. It does seem like there could be some kind of activity. It could be a small settlement. I'm sure you're not unaware of the history the Wilderman system has and the dissidents that exist here among the Belters. So it could be something like that.
Alrighty. And then part about using my own ship. So we'll use the sensors on the ship after you install them, and then we would you said we could use.
Well, we've taken the liberty of already installing the sensors on your ship. The mechanic drones should be finished up by now, actually.
Okay, and then after we do that, that's when we have the choice to use our ship or hire a ship.
Well, you'll have to get to heaven first. It is not the planet you're currently on. You're on an asteroid.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
There.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't like out of game. I don't understand where the sensors come into this. Like, do we just do it and then
we're getting new sensors because our old sensors couldn't sense brainwaves and stuff. So they're giving us experimental sensors that can, and this will help us in our scouting duties.
Also, you should note, and I didn't realize this before, but each one of these hexes is 100 kilometers. So that's 1,000 kilometers. There exists a smaller map of each of these hexes where it is 100 kilometer hexes, but we're not quite there yet. You have to make those maps yourself by scanning very specific areas on the planet.
Okay, so the order of operations for us that are on the ship doing the scanning is get to heaven, scan, and then
decide if we want to land with our ship.
yes.
So yeah,
This was
because
totally
you can scan, you'll scan from orbit basically, and then you can either go land at Heavenport and try to hire a dirigible to take you, or you could just try to land your own if you think that the ground is like flat enough for you to land there safely. You could land and then hoof it to wherever it is that you're getting a signal from, or what have you.
Okay. That was Elijah trying to figure out what was going on, not Zay, by the way.
Oh, no worries.
3 questions. So first off, what is that green little box?
The green box is the location roughly where they believe there's some kind of activity.
Second question is, there are blue hexes, which is ocean, with green circles in them. What are those green circles?
Islands.
And the
Or
last
island
question is,
clusters, rather.
the last question is, when I'm looking at this map, does it fold over onto itself? So that,
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to end up being a globe.
Okay,
Yeah,
the problem with
sort
this
of.
is that the ice caps don't match up.
Right, so that they are supposed to overlap each other a little bit. And you can see this on some of the other maps where they're a little bit more defined. There are some more defined features in the ice caps, but this is not. This is not one of those maps, unfortunately.
Okay, cool. Alright, I'll just pretend.
Cool.
Imagination.
But yeah, this is the best rough depiction of the planet that can be generated by that like trade code that you see that we use.
Okay. And then,
So,
oh, you go.
well, this lady, she's sending us to look for life on the planet, but we already know there's life because there's that dude in the private residence, right?
Specific,
Well, yeah, and there's
like
also
new settlements.
Yeah, there's multiple you're trying to find new settlements, and you're trying to map them because you're a survey vessel.
Like whether or not we find, just a little colony or like a secret fucking pirate place. We're just looking for where people are and what they might be doing.
Yeah, so all 4 of my terms in the scouts for everyone, I was a surveyor for all of them, so that's the missions that they would send me on. I'm assuming we get paid.
And then you get, after you do this, you'll get paid money.
Okay.
Also,
Awesome.
I should add that step also. There's a question mark, and then the next step is profit.
Yeah, steel underpants question mark profit.
Mm-hmm.
So if we buy a ton of silver, right, or 7 tons of silver, whatever it was, and 2 tons, and we sell it here, we make money. Where would we be selling it? Would we be selling it at the port? Would we be selling it at a city? Would we be selling it to the dude who wants us to get off his lawn?
Yes.
Go over to the private residence. Hey, you want some silver?
How many? Hey, sir, can we talk to Who owns
Pull
this
them up
private
on
residence?
comms.
How many tons of silver are you in the market for today? in your private residence on a private planet, in a backwater. It's just like, no, he doesn't want. They even told you not to bother him. But yeah, so you could potentially. I can't guarantee that you're going to get a great price for the silver on this non-industrial world, but.
No, but I'm saying, like, where would we sell things?
Heaven at the port, probably. That's probably the primary place.
So if the planet is tier 8 or higher, it has internet, so you just look up on Craigslist and who wants to buy shit.
TL7.
If it's 7 or lower, you have to go around and ask.
Yeah, so you have to go and ask people, but there will be people from each of the 3 active colonies at the port looking for what goods they need at those ports.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as a game mechanic, one generally does a broker or a streetwise check. It takes, if I remember right, 1d6 days to find somebody to buy your stuff. So it's not something you do in a half hour while you're on the way to somewhere else.
So if they
Unless
have
we have
internet,
a prior buyer, which would be nice.
Well,
so
unless there's like internet on the planet, then it does take like no time at all.
Yeah, and but if it's not around, it's 1d6 days.
So you said this is TL7?
Yep.
Okay.
So you will have to spend like almost potentially a week almost looking for whoever you're gonna offload all this silver onto.
And
Now,
then
silver doesn't rot, so if we don't want to wait that long, we can just carry it around with us.
I would also imagine that Zach may have something to say as the GM about, web pages that generate obvious arbitrage possibilities. Where you can buy and sell at the same, like at the same starport and make a profit.
Well, it's not. So it's not the same starport though, because
Okay.
I would actually
Wildman's system.
entering in all of Heaven's information and generating Heaven's economy, which is a complete. They are of a lower technology level. They're non-industrial. They have an atmosphere of their own. Like they're just a little. They're quite different from Wildeman Prime, which is like the main world in the sector. So you could, you can buy and sell in the same system. I've never done it before, so I don't know how lucrative it's going to be for all of you, and I'm not sure over whether or not you're going to want that space in the ship for something else. But that's up to you all as to what you want to do and how you want to do it.
How do I find the list for Heaven?
The listing, like on Traveler map.
Okay.
Oh, is that what you're asking? Because
I want the trade info to see what would be a good thing to buy and what would be a good thing to sell and blah blah
so
blah.
That's the thing, is you can't until I generate it itself and look up at all the only remark is that it's non-industrial. So if you look in the core rule book, which
trying to sell them fiber optic tables probably won't help them.
Yeah, they probably don't want the fiber optic cables, but that could mean that they do want something else.
what
Non-industrialists tend to like basic consumer goods, basic manufacturing goods.
what
I know
system?
Traveler game on the main trader, so I've gotten used to the planet codes and what kind of goods they like.
Now we can always, because we don't want to sell things for like a crappy profit, we can always hedge our bets and buy 8 different things in a little bit.
Sure.
What system is this in?
Wildeman.
Oh, it's in this system. Oh, okay. I was about to think, do we need to jump somewhere?
No. I mean, you could do a micro jump, but it's going to add a week to your travel time. I haven't quite. You haven't even started to tabulate the distance between Wildeman and this planet, which is a distance that is constantly changing. So, you're not quite sure how long it's going to take you, whether or not doing a micro jump would even be worth it.
Yeah, no, I didn't catch the part where she said it was in Wildeman.
Oh yeah, no, sorry. It's an in-system mission.
Okay.
Now, doing a micro jump or something, does that cost a certain amount of fuel or something?
It costs the same. I believe it costs the same amount of fuel as jump 1.
Yep.
But you're doing it within the same parsec.
And then as long as we're in a place with a B grade starport or above, it says that there's the ability to get free fuel from the scout bases.
Really?
Yeah, in the description you put in of the ship in Roll20. Fuel is free at scout bases. Maintenance is free at scout bases at Class B starports.
That's not.
There's just an office here.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that. That doesn't mean that every system has a scout base. So
Okay.
if you look on here, we'll go to the Trojan Reach map real fast.
We do have a fuel scoop though.
You do have fuel scoops, yes.
And thing to synthesize.
The refiners are pretty quick. So yeah, Wildeman does not have a scout base, but New does have a scout base. Is the nearest one. I'll ping it once I get over here. So yeah, there's New. With their scout base, you see it's a triangle on the planet's listing.
Okay. Yes.
So I think the next closest scout base I think it's Dostoevsky is the next closest one, but it's not technically an Imperial scouting place. It's a different scout.
I think this is the closest one that we might get benefits from. That's not going right back into Imperial space.
New.
Yeah.
You said that's it.
So but like within the Imperium, like if you're near a border and you want to jump into the Imperium and like you need like repairs really bad, like that could be a reason for you to go. But I mean, this is the ship is as fixed up as it's been in a long time, and you have just left the Imperium. So you're kind of like on your own until you can touch down at another scout base. And I think that there is a scout base at Dostoevsky. I could be wrong, but that could also be a symbol that means something else. I don't think it has a literal thing on the key.
Okay. I was just checking.
No worries. Wait, was there still one more question, or was that it?
So on the random roll table for the goods I
Was
get
that
by, some drugs
Dostoevsky?
came up.
I'm sorry, what was the... I heard a drugs question, and then I heard another question on top
I'm
of that
sorry.
one. Let's go with the drugs question first.
So when I went to go did random for purchasing items, side drugs came up. Can I get those?
Side drugs.
Yeah, they came up, all three of them.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna disallow you from purchasing anything, but you just gotta be aware.
Oh yeah, they're super illegal. I know that.
Yeah, that they're super illegal. So somebody on the street was like, "Hey, you want to buy some side drugs since you're outside the Imperium? Don't you want to know?"
Oh, they're not labeled as black market though.
They're not labeled as black. Are they not illegal here?
Like a flamethrower is labeled black market but like none of the drugs actually have. At least the ones I got, and I have side drugs. They don't say anything about being illegal.
Did I get drugs in my... Okay, drugs and pharmaceuticals. Here we go. Okay, combat drug. Well, yeah, some of these are illegal, and technically you are outside the Imperium, so there could be like like when you go to a flea market and there's like, you're in a place where like weed's not legal, but there's still like a place selling like bongs and stuff, and they're like, "Hey man, you want to buy some like water pipes for tobacco use only? Like we also have like this other stuff too." It's like some shady. It's
all
dealing.
lies.
But yeah, that stuff is available. It's in the core catalog, it looks like.
Yeah, it's also in the CSE.
Central
cool.
Supply.
Central
I'm
Supply
buying
catalog.
For no particular reason. Secretly.
We both happen across the same person.
Oh, hey, good.
Well, and if it's not black market, I mean, again, you're not in the Imperium anymore. There are people who practice psionics out here in the Trojan Reach, potentially, and
So we just have to watch out for
Imperium...
returning to Imperial space.
Whether or not this dealer selling these psi drugs is a front for the Imperium, like prying into what people are doing and trying to find out who's getting down on the psionics close to their borders, that's a matter for like, I can't tell you that, I'm just the game master sort of thing.
Well, I'm buying $23,000 worth of side drugs, so.
$23,000. Okay. Oh well. All right. They probably don't have that many.
It's actually it's 1 dose, 2 dose, and 5 dose. They're just very expensive.
It's just one of each.
It's 1 of the special dose, 2 of the double dose, and 5 of the single dose.
Yeah, I'll start making my list of stuff.
Guess, Zach, do you want to know everything we want to purchase this evening, or would you rather hear that in chat afterwards?
You know what? I'm okay either or. I'm interested to find out what you all are gonna get for this mission, as well as what you're just gonna get for your own personal consumption. Like, I'm not gonna say you can't buy a bunch of side drugs if the list for this world says that you can buy some side drugs. If there's a guy retailing some side drugs somewhere in the Leisure Dome, go right ahead. But again, be aware, this is a place with like known Imperial control, and if you end up on a list, you end up on a list. That is what it is, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming
Oh, yeah.
mass is in kilograms or something. At least on this on the shopping list.
Yes.
A lot of items don't have like meaningful weight to them.
This is also true.
So I was looking at the list of stuff we can buy that's kind of a good deal that maybe these people would be interested in. I looked at wolframite, medical supplies, silver, and nickel. So,
In trade goods, I take it.
yeah, trade goods.
Okay. I mean, do we want to be buying trade goods before we do this mission?
Yeah, we're moving to a different. What do you call it? Why not? If we
Yeah,
can't
I
sell
mean,
it, we'll
if,
sell it
yeah,
somewhere else.
if we're traveling to a different planet and we have this cargo space, I mean, it's just make money while you're doing it. There's no point in not doing it.
And worst comes to worst, when we come back, we just sell it back.
It's probably more likely that if you guys like really want to look this up, that we could pick another planet that's on the way in the Waldman system and also do that. But
How would we see?
I haven't got that map that he had just put. Oh yeah, I'm back. I explained the mission that we've been sent on to you all.
So how much are we getting paid for this?
You didn't ask me.
Me and
Depends on
Zach.
what we find.
Yeah, me and Zach had talked about this.
Yeah, it's going to be a variable, but the basis of it is going to be 1d6 times 1,000, and then you're going to get a modifier on top of that, so like times 2, times 3, times 4, for every settlement that you investigate and give a report on.
And also its importance.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you find like, oh my god, it's the lost city of Meliblosia or whatever, some crazy, nonsense, then yes, you'll get a bunch of money and maybe even like extra social standing and what have you. There are no planets in between Wilderman and Heaven. They're very close by to each other.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
I'm going to roll a d6 to see how close by, and then I'm going to give you a rough guesstimate about how long it's going to take you to get there. But if you have any other questions or comments or stuff you want to talk about up until that point, when we get there. But like, yeah, you'll be able to you can, if you want to try to buy stuff and sell stuff, that's totally fine.
Yeah. How much money?
I guess to round out questions for the mission, do we just need to map this from the air? Do we need to go down and say hi and shake hands with whatever it is?
Yeah, you have to give a report. You have to give a full report on what is it. You have to give enough information for them to generate a settlement code to put in their reports for other people to use.
Okay. So do we need to buy survival equipment, stuff like that? Are we going to be walking around on the planet's surface?
So
yes, we
if you
do.
look in your journals, you should already have access to a list of equipment that is already on the ship in the ship's locker itself. What you have on your character sheets, it's assumed it belongs to you. It's in your locker in your room. But what isn't listed in there is on the ship's locker, and you can grab that before you go on a mission or what have you. I think there is some survival equipment in there. I don't know if it's enough to get everybody.
Definitely not. There's only 2 masks, so we'll have to pick up some more.
Yeah.
So, exactly. You'll need more, maybe even some radio equipment so that you can all stay in contact. Maybe have some an away party and then a app. Somebody who's still on the ship, just watching the ship and taking care of it. But that is up to you all how exactly you want to make that work.
Yeah.
So can we have someone go out and buy the survival equipment we need for everybody, and then with the rest of the money, we'll split that up into maybe 3 items that we want to sell.
I mean, are we really gung ho on selling in Heaven?
Oh yeah.
given the fact that we have to like manually walk around and find people to buy our
I feel
shit.
like what we should do is save money to see, like, go to heaven, get paid for what we get for heaven, and then we can use whatever we get paid for heaven to actually buy like more or better trade goods.
But like,
The
what
idea-
happens if silver like goes for like 150%, and we get there and we're gonna be like, oh my god, I wish we bought some silver.
You know, I worry
I
that
mean,
we're
that's-
talking
no.
past each other on silver, because the issue with silver, as I read it, is that on the Wilderman trade page, silver sells for more than it costs to buy. But Zach, I think you plan to generate an entirely new trade page for heaven.
Yes, and because
And so we don't know
heaven
what the
is not
price
a
of
main-
silver will be on heaven.
Exactly.
And because
So
heaven
what
is
we
not
do
a main world, that stuff isn't listed out. But you can look it up in the book. If you look at the master list of trade goods, it tells you what place likes to buy that thing and which place likes to sell that thing. It's a really big list.
Right, but what we can do is we can just hedge our bets and buy a few things. If they sell for more on the planet, we sell it for more. If we can't sell it, we can't sell it. And if we can't sell it, then we just sell it back to the place we're coming from.
All right, I'm going to list off some things that non-industrial worlds tend to like to buy. And the DM, because this will help you. They want common goods with a +2, common industrial goods with a +3, common manufactured goods with a +3. They want advanced electronics with a +1. And they want polymers with a +1, and they want radioactives with a +1. And they want uncommon ore with a +1 as well. Oh, they want vehicles with a +2 if you can have enough room to pack some vehicles on your thing. And it looks like that's it. Because that's their only trade code for the planet. They just want things that they don't have. They want industrial equipment. They want vehicles. They want polymers. They want appliances.
They need PlayStation 5s.
They need
Okay.
PlayStation 5s there. They didn't get enough of them. And those that they did get, the scalpers at the main downport picked them all up and are now trying to sell them on the planetary equivalent of Craigslist. But everybody who can't get on a dirigible to buy them, they need you. They need you to bring them the PlayStation 5s.
We're the heroes they deserve, not the ones they want.
This is this is accurate.
Okay, quick question.
They are
about,
selling wheeled vehicles.
Okay, quick question about while we're here on Wildman. Do we have a timeline on the ship maintenance itself? Do we have to wait here like 2 or 3 days before the ship is done being maintained?
We're not doing
We decided that the maintenance doesn't need to be done for another 2 weeks. So probably sometime after the mission, you should take some time to get some maintenance done on your ship, or not. You could also choose to just be like, nah, let's throw caution to the wind and not do maintenance on our ship and save that money and do something else instead. And I can roll on the fun tables that I get to roll on when you do that. And we can deal with those consequences. But it's completely up to you all what you do. I'm just here to simulate a world in which you make these decisions that you choose to make.
If we do decide to get the maintenance done before we go to heaven, how long will it take?
That's a great question. I think it's... I want to say it's like a D6 days.
Okay, then, so it makes more sense to go to heaven, come back, then do the maintenance. This is for my own...
Yeah, I appreciate you asking about it. Yeah, and if we can find a scout base, the maintenance can get done for free, so...
I don't think we'll be able to get there in time, though.
Yeah, there's not going to be a scout base in time. I can right now guarantee that in 2 weeks, unless you turn around and go right back the way you came, you're not going to come to a scout base by the time that you need one.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
didn't know how long it took to get to heaven.
Yeah, see, that brings up another point. If it takes a week to get to heaven, we're going to be there for at least a week, and then a week back. We need to get the maintenance done before we go.
Your ship has thrust 1 or 2, the scout
2.
ship? 2? Okay, so that's 2 Gs. I'm gonna find the. There's a section in the book that gives you like common travel times, and I can tell you roundabouts like how long it's gonna take you to get to heaven. But it's a close enough planet that even though it's as far away as it can be, it's gonna be not all that far.
You could buy nickel ore. Type of vehicle? I don't know.
There
How
we go.
much? Zay, how much do we have in the ship fund?
51.6k.
Okay, no problem.
It's gonna be like 30 hours for you to get to heaven.
No worries about repairs being
think
a
we should be
problem on the way
spending more
back.
I don't think we should be spending more than 30,000 on goods, though.
We should probably be keeping some of it for emergency funds.
Yeah, like 20,000 or something.
Oh no, I was just curious about how much money we had to deal with for the if we do decide to take goods with us.
Yeah, so we should spend probably no more than 31.6 thousand.
I'll throw in 30,000
Okay.
on the basis that I get my 30,000 back. But the ship can keep the profit.
I don't think we would need to do that because really the issue with this ship is the size. Like we don't.
Yeah,
have
it's really a matter of cargo space.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to make money on scouts.
Yeah. What do
It's
you guys
hard to
think?
make money trading. We gotta figure out different ways.
We could do fiber optic cable. $50,000, 8 tons, exactly what we have.
Is that one of
And
the
advanced
categories? I like?
Yeah, advanced electronics is a +1.
Okay,
but
now
it's
what
not
were
really
the-
a great sell price. I don't really like that.
Yeah, what were the +3 items? Those were because those are going to be the easiest to sell.
Basic manufactured goods, but the basic manufactured goods are very bulky and don't like we could do tools.
No, we don't have to buy all
All right.
23 tons. We can buy as much as we want or as little.
Yeah. But what
Oh,
I'm saying,
yeah.
we could do 8 tons of tools, which are at 50% here and might be 85%, whatever, however much we sell them. But it's not really not getting $30,000 for 8 tons. That's the thing. So we'd only be buying 5,000 of that, and I probably want to try to max that more. No.
Well, in my
You'd rather-
experience, having a fuller cargo bay is more important than having really expensive stuff in the cargo bay.
Yeah, we obviously want to fill it up, but I'm saying if we want to split it between like 3 different items to try to see what sells for the most, try to fill up the thing and make a decent profit on it, we can't just spend $50 on it and try to make a profit.
No.
Yeah, and all this is also stuff we can talk about through the week.
Yeah, no, we can figure out how much we need to make per tonnage, but we can discuss that between games.
Okay.
So, unless we're planning on going to the heaven right now, I think we're going to go to heaven next session.
Yeah, that would be.
This is what I was thinking as well.
All right. So
we just need to know
Tools
that.
does seem like a good thing to grab because just the things that would be more lucrative are higher tech levels generally, and they probably won't buy.
By the rules, you can buy and sell anything anywhere. Some goods are just easier to buy and sell at some planets, but you can technically sell it there anyway, unless the GM comes in and say no.
Yeah, I suppose.
So what's the total static cost of the ship per month?
6K.
Plus life support?
I think that is
Which is-
I think that is with life support, but let me tell you,
We also have to buy.
no,
equipment for
that's
people.
not. That is not with life support.
Let's say more like 7-8K.
We also
So
need
life
to buy,
support is-
some other equipment.
Life support is crap. What is it? Like 1,000 per stateroom plus? Oh, I can look this up. Anyway, we can figure this out later.
I think it's 3,000 if it's a double boarding. If you have two people in the same stateroom.
Okay, so
It increases it by 3 times instead of 2? Oh, wow.
I
Okay,
think
so
I'm
already
trying to find it in
18K
the
a
book right
month,
now. It's jump travel, passengers, repairs, sensors.
It'd be in Starship Operations, I believe.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
I don't know. I'm kind of
Under
leaning
life
towards the general.
support. Oh, it's under it's not the same thing as like maintenance.
Life support, 1,000 per stateroom, 3,000 for double occupancy, and 1,000 per person. So we have 4 staterooms, so that's 12,000 plus 8 people. That's 20,000.
There you go.
And then it's 6,000 for the monthly cost, so that's 26,000. So what is our cargo hold?
12. 11.
Which one?
It's 11.
12.
Which
Oh,
one?
I heard.
Because we got the ventilation system installed, so it went down.
So it's 11. Okay.
No, that's not how the ventilation system works.
You said that it took 1 hull of tonnage away.
That was if you got another turret installed, and that's if it was a pop-up turret.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. Yes.
If you look at the bottom of the peculiarities, both these processes, it costs 70k and requires sacrificing 1 ton of cargo space.
Damn, you right though. If you right though.
So the break
Honestly,
even.
I'm sorry. I did that. That was my fault because you're right. That does say that right there.
So
So- Yes, it is 11. 100% confirmed.
So to break even, each tonnage needs to carry $2,370 a month, which is actually not that hard to do.
What do you guys think about poison? Synthetic poisons?
Well, I know one
What if
thing
we-
has a lot of for them.
I couldn't hear that.
It doesn't. Oh, I think he was saying it doesn't matter what we think about them. It's what the people on heaven think about synthetic poisons.
It's like illegal weapons, so what if we like sold it on the black market?
You do.
I mean,
You do have. It's possible.
Yeah, no, there might be. There might be a whole rebel selling there just needing them weapons.
What if we got like 1 ton of poison?
Where's poison?
Synthetic poison under illegal weapons.
Alright, so are we at the point where we're just gonna start making lists of what we wanna buy for survival gear, buy for trades, all that stuff?
Basically.
Yes. That's where we're at right now. Yes.
Yeah, we need 8 environment suits and 8 combination mats.
Shall
I'm
I
gonna-
make a shared shopping list thing for everybody?
Yeah, because
sure.
I don't need an environment suit because I plan to buy a vac suit in my personal shopping.
So for a role-playing note, vac suits are heavy, bulky stuff unless they're like really high tag level. So you may not want to wander around in it for like 8+ hours on a planet.
Yeah, I lucked in some of the vac suits in this are higher tech level vac suits. So there's some 12s in here. Specifically, I've got a bunch of boarding vac suits that I'm interested in, which are pretty late.
Was advanced manufactured goods one of the things?
I am gonna go to the bathroom real fast, but I'll still be able to hear you all. I won't be able to answer questions, obviously. But one of the things I want you to think about is you don't need the vac suits. Oh, excuse me. You don't need the vac suits to do this mission necessarily.
Yeah, I just
Let's
want
do
one.
something like If he's
But
gonna
in
buy
the-
it anyway, then he doesn't need a mask.
Well,
Yeah,
we
if you're
might as well
if
buy
you're
the
in a vac suit, you definitely don't need a mask. But all you really need is like a mask with an oxygen supply, and even then, only in certain parts of the planet.
So yeah, I just wanted to personally buy a vac suit because it gives me better protection than any of the stuff I had access to in the starting gear.
Then rock and roll. Then do it. If it's your own personal thing and not for like the ship's gear thing, then it's on you. You'll probably still keep it in the ship's locker though, just because it's so bulky.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, if you're buying something that like negates the need for some of the common survival equipment, then just like note it, I guess, so we don't overspend.
Don't we
Okay.
just buy everybody's survival gear? Just like everybody has their survival gear whenever we go to planets. We always have it.
Let's see.
Does that make sense?
Just go. We need masks, correct? I think I have.
I already
some on my
edited
list.
the sheet somewhat.
I do not think at the moment that we only have first aid kits. So we have one first aid kit actually. So if you want anything more medical, that would appeal to me.
I could buy some
Okay,
drugs,
just-
too.
Yeah. Just so you all know, I already have my own personal survival kit and first aid kit. So
Word. Word up. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Combination masks is what we're looking for.
Yes, they're very candy.
TL10 medkits are 1,500 a pop on my sheet. Anyone got a cheaper price?
What are you looking for?
Is on all that stuff will always be the same.
Oh, okay.
I think it's just availability that changes.
Oh, okay.
What did you say? TL what? Is how
TL
much?
TL10 medkits are 1,500 a pop.
No, yeah, that's correct. That's the same as mine.
Okay. Do we want to get some of those in case? I'm assuming we're going to end up on the planet at some point surveying, and because I assume they wouldn't underhand toss us a lead. So.
Well, we're gonna go talk to that really grumpy fellow, definitely.
Yeah, I have access to 12s if you want 12s.
Yeah, 12s are just way more expensive. So if you want to buy 12s, I'm down for it. But
I'll buy 2 12s.
Ooh, look at Mr. Moneybag.
so
I am
so
Mr.
are we,
Moneybags.
are we looking at ship money here, or are we looking at pitching in for this?
I will personally buy these medkits.
Okay.
And I appreciate it. Farslow doesn't have much cash on hand.
yeah. Quick question. The combo masks are under what heading?
Survival gear, they're $300 each. I already put that on the shopping list.
I thought they were 150. Combination masks are 150.
So
Yeah,
sorry,
let's
environment's
put
at
the
300.
prices on the prices on the shopping list too. How much are the masks?
150.
The mask
yeah, that's what-
are 150,
And the
and that'd be
suits?
1,200 for 8.
You can just do 7. Farslow's got a mask.
150 times 7. We need the
150
suits?
times 7. It's one.
I guess we should get the suits, but I don't think we need the suits on this planet. Specifically.
No,
I do
just
think
a
we.
mess.
I do.
How much
Oh,
are the suits?
They're 500 credits each, but they're for hot and cold environments. But we should get them anyway, just in case we go to a hot and cold.
Okay.
planet.
Oh, I
let's-
see. You've already updated it. All right, that's fine. Excellent.
This is the ship shopping list, correct?
Yes.
All right. Can we think of anything else?
Guys, this is what I'm thinking for the cargo. I'm thinking the general medical equipment under medical supplies. We can fit 11 tons, which would cost 36,667 kind of thing. And I'm pretty sure no matter what place we go to, general medical equipment would probably be wanted.
Yeah, sure, probably.
That's not a bad.
Radio transceiver.
Yeah.
Yeah, a radio transceiver, 5,000 kilometer range.
Yeah, and we can take one of the combination Macs off. I already own one.
Make sure you have personal radio relays for that transceiver so that you can all communicate with each other as well.
I mean, are you ruling that like there's personal comms, like cell phones can't do that?
Do you already have personal comms though?
I do.
I do.
I've got a portable computer with comms, so like a tablet.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, then that all works.
So the thing we're buying is what? What did you say?
A radio
If we get
transceiver.
medical goods, that would cost 300k.
So the radio transceiver is what would allow us to all talk to each other on our own network. Or
Yeah, basically. The ship pretty much has unlimited communication, but if we're not on the ship, that's when it might matter.
Not to mention, depending on what type of communications you carry, it has definite ranges. The transceivers, what it does is it's like an extra antenna that'll bounce it farther.
Yes. So if you were like, say you were like in a valley somewhere and you were like couldn't get a good signal out, you could set that transceiver up on top of one of the mountains, and then bounce that signal off of the transceiver and send that signal a lot further than if you were just signaling it from your tablet or something alone.
all right.
Hey, when you got the mission for this, did they happen to tell you what the law level and rules for weapons were on Heaven?
They did. I believe it was. What was it?
It's 10. The law level's 10.
Where are you finding the other planets in the Wilderman system? I can't.
That's in a
I'm just
PDF.
reading the universal world profile from the map that Zach put up in Roll20.
Yeah, I just put it up again. It's Charlie Alpha Delta 858 Alpha dash 7. So Alpha is that 10 in law level. So yeah, this is a law level 10 planet. Although, what's the population? What's the population like here? It's big, right?
Oh man, it's so big.
Wilderman has a population of 4 million.
Their population level is 8. Wilderman has a population of 6. If I'm reading this correctly, and I am. Oh no, I'm not. No, I'm not at all.
No
I'm
way.
a fool. It's a lot. Yeah, it's 5. They have a 5, so they have less. They have hundreds of thousands of people live on that planet. So it's not as
Right.
Yeah, it's not as big. I can't believe I was reading that wrong. They don't
And they
have
don't
as
have the
many
tech
people.
level. And they don't have the tech level to know when we're using, assault rifles in the wilds.
Exactly. So yeah, as long as you're outside of the main port, like I would say, or one of the main settlements, like if you were on the outskirts of town, like it wouldn't be too hard. But again, just that's at your own discretion as to how many laws you want to break. I know you all did pick the criminal career path.
Not all of us.
Not everybody, but
Yeah.
you all took a skill from it.
Okay. Alright, can we think of anything else that we need?
Crash of the ocean, maybe some water stuff.
Huh.
Could be important.
Buy some. Shit, what
Those
would
are
be...
some liquid ocean waters.
Shit, artificial gills actually cost a decent bit.
Shit.
We'll just steal a submarine. It's fine.
Let's see. Survival gear. Marine environments.
The diving suit come with, all of the things, or is it just a fucking, suit without oxygen tanks?
I'm gonna look up dive suit because that shit is cheap as hell.
Yeah, it's very cheap.
Oh yeah, it is literally just a wetsuit.
Okay, that's not very useful. Okay, so you need the dive suit and the swimming equipment.
Which
But
would
I mean,
be
combination of all the things those would need, that's still cheaper than buying a bunch of artificial gills.
huh.
Or
Do you guys want to worry about water stuff or?
I mean, not right now. I mean, we can probably buy water stuff at Heaven if we need to. They do have cities.
well, this is emergency if we crash for any reason.
We probably should.
There's large swaths of ocean on this planet.
Just like for the ship to have.
We can get it sooner or later. We might as well get it now.
All right.
If you're getting the swimming gear for a crash landing in the ocean, you should also pick up some shark repellent.
Yeah, be like Batman.
Get the bat shark repellent because you gotta watch out for bat sharks.
Of course.
All right. Do we have anything else to do, other than personal shopping and the like?
Suppose not.
You have one quick scene that I wanted to do with the electrical engineer. To kind of bookend this session and to kind of send us off on this adventure. If nobody has anything else they wanted to do before we kind of wrap it up.
I'm assuming we can just message you shopping stuff.
Yeah. And I'm
I'm
sure
taking, I'm taking a swim in that pool. That's what I'm gonna do.
Well, if you all see on here, Steve is in the bathroom
Again.
So I want to do a quick bathroom scene with Steve, if that's okay.
Okay.
All right.
Bathroom scene.
All right, so Steve, you're finishing up your business. As everybody knows, no job is finished till the paperwork is done, and you're just wrapping that up. And then you're gonna go wash your hands in the sink like a rational human being. And my stage direction for you for this scene. So you start washing your hands, and the hot water starts to fog up the mirror a little bit. And in the mirror, you start to see another figure than yourself behind all of that mist and smoke. And you're having a hard time kind of like making out who or what it is exactly, and you kind of like rub some of that mist away, and you see the face of your father.
Oh god, it's just like grade school again.
Densborough Quitz-Diddle, who was a Zidani, who was your father, who was your mentor, who taught you much of what you know, is now looking back at you, his age-weathered face staring back at you in the mirror. You haven't seen him for many years since he went back to the Zidani consulate after teaching you everything he knew about mechanics and psionics. And now you're kind of looking at him, and he begins to speak to you, and you hear his voice in your head. You're alone here in this bathroom, and he looks at you and he says, "Steven, you know, I have some really bad, something really upsetting to tell you."
Are you here on planet?
No, I'm not. Steve, I died. Right. I was coming to try to find
Force One, he Obi-Wan Force Ghosted you.
Yeah. This is my thing. My dad wants me to take those shits.
I wanted to see you one last time before age got me, but the old bastard caught up to me just outside of the Trojan Reach, and they took me and my ship in. I don't know what's gonna happen to my physical body, but I just want you to know I'll always be here with you. And then you roll a d6 because you take sanity damage from hearing about this. At least actually roll it. Yeah, it's a 4. It's not incredible. What's your total sanity? You have like a 10, right?
I never rolled sand.
No. It's the average of all your mental characteristics.
Oh, it is. Oh, then it's probably kind of high.
Okay, yeah. So this does shake you a little bit, and you're gonna need like a little bit of pampering to get like back up to full sanity after finding out that like, you know, you saying goodbye to your father the last time you talked to him was the last time that you're ever gonna speak with him in like his physical form. And even though like the Zidani side of you is kind of like, yeah, that's okay. Like desiring to speak to his physical form is fine, but like now I get to talk to like Ghost Dad, and, like that's even better. The human side of you is still like that's really, really sad, and like you're never gonna get to give him a hug again, and like that's really like driving on your sanity. So that does, you take this 4 points of sanity, and you're gonna be a little more susceptible to stress in the coming sessions and stuff. But that
Where the hell am I recording this?
I'm sorry?
Where am I putting this on the character sheet?
Oh, I think next to your name in the Prime tab.
All right.
That's the best place for it. I haven't figured out quite the secrets of editing the character sheets, but I do have the ability to. But that's the final scene for the session. If you all want to continue to peruse the goods that you can buy and buy goods, have you all purchased trade goods to fill the ship with to try to sell on having it?
I think they keep on hemming and hawing.
Okay, it is fine if you do want to or you don't want to. It's entirely up to you. Again, they have the non-industrial trade code, so anything that in the core rulebook on page 212 and 213 that has a sale DM for non-industrial world, anything listed in those categories will give you like more money the next planet that you're going to. But that is something we will get into next week. Whether or not you do buy those goods, we'll figure it out by then. I guess this is where we kind of sign off, and I do really want to say like thank you all so much for like agreeing to be in a traveler campaign with like a stranger. I know things have been like super crazy this year, and I hope that you all do enjoy the campaign. And if you're like watching on Twitch right now, or you follow me on Twitch, like also thank you, like really super appreciate it. But I do want to do one part of the session that I do for all of my games, which is where we just do a round the table and we talked. I asked everybody what their favorite part of the section was. And even though this was like a really like, we had some technical difficulties there in the middle, and it was pretty light slice of life sci-fi kind of stuff. I'm curious as to like what you're kind of digging on right now. This will help me in the future for the next session. So I'm just going to go in the same order we introduced everybody in. Brogar, what's your favorite part of the section?
Yeah, I liked meeting the other characters. Everybody's got really great fleshed out characters. Looking forward to the mission as well.
And Angel Wiggles, what was your favorite part?
My father watched me take a shit.
Your ghost, your father Obi-Wan forced a ghost to watch you take a shit.
You should really wipe more.
The ultimate use of the Force Ghost power. Elijah, what was your favorite part?
Getting a mission. Love me a good mission. Like to meet the other characters as well.
Outlook, what was your favorite part?
Being able to write Steve off as getting paid less.
TikTok, how about you?
Actually, I thought it was funny as hell that Steve decided to take less money and then, is trying to figure out if he's getting screwed. He screwed himself.
No. Less money for my own room. That's a fair exchange. Whether or not actually they pay me is something different.
Yeah, less money for your own room is kind of a fair. That's happened before. So, and another thing about that, I guess if you're getting paid less money for your own room, you wouldn't want to get money from a passenger. Which is another thing you could do because you do have that empty bunk. You could rent that out to somebody wanting mid-passage for some extra money.
True, we forgot about that.
But because it's less than 1 parsec, I'm not quite sure what we would have to figure that out, like what the level of payment that you receive from a less than 1 parsec mid level jump would be. But real quick, Bruce, what was your favorite part of the session?
My favorite part of the session is actually, well, I've never done Traveler before, so I think it's really cool to be able to like buy and sell goods. Oh, it seems pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's like gambling with like you don't lose money, but like it does have consequences still.
And you could lose money. Don't you worry.
No, I'm saying like no real life money, but yet you still feel bad if you lose it all. So it's like.
Well, this has been super radical, and seriously, you guys have been such an awesome
I'm gonna go
group.
like to bed.
Well, how can I find those
Morning.
pages? Where the.
Have a good night.
Alright, have a good night, guys.
All right, thanks, Zach. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, thank you all so much.
Later
Where can
on.
I find those pages for the low level tech typical trade goods thing? With one.
It's in the core rulebook in the trade section.
Yeah, page 212 of the core rulebook.
Right. So I don't have that. Is anyone able to post that page, please? Or a link to the core rule book or something.
But anyway, I'm going to sign off here off of the stream. So thank you all for watching on the stream if you were watching, and I will see you next time.